what are you going to do now that the emergency cold weather shelter is closed?
Mainly just be on the streets as much as I can, just because of the shelter that I'm at is not really the best. There was a fight earlier this morning, and which kind of messed with my mood a lot this morning. I wish they kept it open and made it more of a all year round shelter, because the staff there are nice. They keep everybody in check. It's just they gotta do what they gotta do. You know, they gotta shut it down. They'll shut it down, but at the same time, I wish
They have to give you
Thank you. Do you want to stay in a different shelter?
I prefer male and female shelters. So yeah.
So you were staying at one of the cold weather shelters, and then when they closed down, what happened for you?
So when it closed down, I lost all my stuff. Every single stuff I had to regain all that back up, and it was just crazy because I wasn't even there when they closed it down, because we thought it was supposed to close on Friday, and they closed it down on Wednesday.
And so you didn't have notice that it was closing on Friday, and then you weren't there, and then what happened to all your stuff?
They said they trashed everything that was left there, and so that involved my state ID, that involved my credit cards, that involved my EBT food stamps card. Anything you can think of that I had was in there.
So now you got to go back to all these places and have them sent to you.
Yeah.
So then after Best Western cold weather shelter closed down, where did you end up?
I know we went down, me and my friend went down to the Springs for a few days. Stay with some people for like 3 days, the longest they didn't have guests. Shortly after, we came back up here, and that's when we found out that all of our shit was trash.
So have you tried to access a different shelter?
I have, but all of them are full.
I thought you were saying you were just staying at another shelter.
The shelter.
No, also you said right?
Okay.
Which shelter were you just in?
Samaritan
Samaritan
House?
House?
Yes.
Okay, so then you tried to get in, and you did get into Samaritan House.
At first, yeah. It was like so many people there. I mean, now that I'm going there every day, everybody knows how old I am. They always let me be in front of them or in the same line. And because I'm young, I'm 19, and I'm terrified.
Sorry to interrupt so much, but like, so 19, you could go to Urban Peak. Do you know about Urban
Right
Peak?
there, they have a whole wait list. So, and you have to call at least every day at around 8 a.m. And I just feel like that's a lot of nicer. Like today, this was better than last night, because I was supposed to sleep outside last night because I missed my chance with the sorority house. I think that's what it said. But I made the decision to come back up here and knock on the door to see if they had any, and thank goodness, and they had free beds, open beds, so we got in last night.
So you got to sleep inside last night.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
But if you hadn't, then you wouldn't have had the sleeping bags or any gear that you
You
needed.
had no gear. Are the police or security bothering y'all when y'all have to sleep on the street?
Yes.
Yeah. How often?
So we see, in general, with me personally, I see about 10 to 15 cops a day just roaming around in the streets. I know there was somebody this morning who was at the one that with the flowers and stuff. There's cops right there just hovering over a homeless person, which is
He was just like on the sidewalk.
Across from. What are you going to do now that the emergency cold weather shelter is closed?
I'm staying at a woman's shelter right now.
And do you want to stay in a different shelter?
I want to stay with my man, yes.
Yeah. Okay. No. Have you tried to go to a different shelter? And if so, what happened?
I went to a shelter last night. The woman's 48 shelter. It was terrible.
What was terrible about it? If you don't mind me asking.
It's disgusting. They don't even clean them.
So tell me about the cold weather shelter situation. So you said you were staying at Crossroads, right?
Yes, I was staying at Crossroads.
But then what happened?
I was there for about 3 days, and then they told me that they're closing them all down. because the temperatures rised up. I told them it's going to be snowing here within next week, and it's unfair. They say it's the state of Colorado that's making the choices, and there's a lot of us that just are sitting here out in the streets. You know, right now I'm staying inside of an abandoned building, trying to stay warm, trying to find things to stay warm. It's dark, you know, the lack of food and everything too.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
it's easy to come on the streets, but it's hard to get up, to pick yourself up, because we're always looked down. It's like we're a plague to society.
what happened after Crossroads closed? Then you were just on the streets. Did you try to go to another shelter, or
They said that it's like a lotto. First come, first serve. So they were taking whatever beds were open. That's how many people they take.
okay?
So say like there's 5, they take that 5, and then there'll be like 25 other people on the streets. With a full warehouse that's empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up on upper level. It's not talking about here on the main level, but it was empty.
Yeah.
But yet they were shoved out on the streets. That's like being at Jesus Saves the Mission. They say they don't got no room, but there's 50 to 60 bunks that are empty. Okay? And I was like, why can't you give people beds? Oh, no, we can't do that. They're all taken. How they taken if there's nobody in there? Now it's getting cold. You say they're not putting anybody out, but I defended myself, and I got thrown out for 28 days.
At the mission.
At the mission.
At 48th, or no? The mission
at the Lawrence one.
Lawrence Street mission. Yeah.
How was your time at the cold weather shelter?
Horrible, honestly.
Honestly, if you wanna.
I mean, there was never no running water. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't even wash our hands after we used the bathroom.
Okay.
They would yell at us at 5 o'clock in the morning to get up, out in the hall, take our stuff out in the hall. They were just very rude. It's very, very rude too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you try to go to like any different shelters than the one you were at?
Yeah, we left the one on Quebec Square and went over to the Best Western.
Okay.
And it was a lot better.
It was a lot better.
Yes.
Okay. How did you find out about the shelters?
The night shelter.
The night shelter here at Samaritan House? Okay. Okay. How'd you guys get there?
Bus.
The bus, the RTD?
Yeah, RTD, yeah.
Regular old RTD?
Yeah, we didn't know about the shuttle bus until like right before we left there.
You didn't know about it?
No.
Oh, that's understandable. You're staying out on the streets now during this time?
Yeah, I mean, the shelters and...
How's it going while you've been out here?
I mean, sorry, some of them give us trouble, but...
Have you been getting harassed by the cops or like private security or anything
No.
like that? No? Alright, do you also have any gear that you need to stay warm? Are you like short anything?
I mean, right now, my bud, she just got her disability, and like, we went to a motel for a couple days.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying, to get out of this. And I mean, other than that, we're always short of blankets. And like, one night we couldn't get in there, and we asked them for a blanket, they wouldn't even give me one. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Shelters downtown in Denver. I'm gonna go to the extensive shelter that they have called Holly, and then I'm gonna just make sure that my girlfriend gets a bed, and just go through the days with that.
Okay. All right. Do you want to stay in a different shelter?
Yes.
You see your girlfriend?
Yes.
To where y'all can stay together?
Yes.
Okay, that's question. Have you tried to go to a different shelter? And if so, what happened?
I tried to get into the 48th shelter, but I ended up not going because of how far of the distance it is, and public transportation has always been an issue so far with me being homeless right now. So, yeah.
Okay. If you are staying on the street again, how is that going?
Staying on the street while I have a tent. So, but it's still hard. It's hard to find different locations to camp out without, having the law come and bother you or anybody, come to bother you. So, I mean, honestly, it is hard. It's very hard.
Okay. No, hey, trust me, I do. I feel you because I stayed out here.
They wouldn't give us showers. Like, people sitting up stinking, smelling like coleslaw and stuff, and they'd come talking about we can't heat the water up, but there's propane tanks.
Yeah.
And then somebody got upset and stole the propane tank because they wouldn't give people showers. Like, and then when they turned it on, it was cold and people were sick and coughing.
Yeah.
They were rude.
Damn.
They kick you out every 5 minutes and then you back in there. They do four bed checks a day. Then they got every light on all night.
The transition of like from
The transition was terrible. They're like, y'all can get the fuck out. People are asking for bus tickets to get back downtown, and they're like, y'all can get the fuck out. But
Did they bus everybody back here or not?
no, you had to walk across the highway and get the free bus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't send a bus to take everybody back here?
No.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Actually, one more question is, how did you end up there? Because if you're normally staying at Samaritan House, and you prefer it here, like, how did you end up there?
One night I went to work and I couldn't get back in the next day.
At Samaritan?
Yeah. And then I went over there.
Okay. And then you were stuck there because there wasn't room here until the cold weather front was done.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. That makes sense.
It's not over the overpass where the bus was going. It was the one next to the Walmart and the Home Depot and everything. And they were rude to everybody. They were cussing everybody out, telling people they weren't shit, and like they were tending to certain people. They beat this one guy up. His face was swollen. He had knots everywhere. And then they called the police. People were trying to grab their things, and they're like, "We're gonna pack this shit up. You can't come touch shit." And like it was just rude. Like their language towards people and their like behavior was just rude.
And this is the
They're
staff
like,
they're talking
this
about.
is the staff. They're like, if you don't do things my way, then I don't have to help you do shit. You could get the fuck out. Like that was their thinking. You could shut the fuck up, or you could go somewhere because we don't have to warm you bitches up. Like that was their thinking.
Damn.
Then burn it down and turn around and let the people be free.
To follow me, I holler at my man FP.
Then write a letter, send it off and address it to Green.
And yo, we own these beats, control the damn floor.
We roam deep streets with the Taylor on tour.
Yo, we expose those that exploit the poor. It's that to the earth, to the earth, to the core. And yo, we own these beats, control the damn floor.
We roam deep streets with the Taylor on tour.
Yo, we expose those that exploit the poor. It's that to the earth, to the earth, to the core. Yo, F, you remember how we roll up in the backyard, rocking that gazebo?
Let's see. It was a possibility.